Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, Zoopla have come out this week with their latest house price data, and it's generally good news across the board. I know I must feel like a broken record on this point. I keep banging on about it. But we were kind of all holding our breath a bit as we came into January 2023, not quite sure what the market would hold after that very disappointing Q4 of 2022. And yeah, I said it feels good. Right Move last week said it was looking good. Zoopla this week have also said the same. So house price growth flat in Q4 2022, which means year on year, it still sits at 6.5%. But buyer demand up 10% against 2019, which would be deemed to be a more normal market. And house prices holding. There is definitely a mismatch between buyer and seller expectations. But Zoopla's prediction is that that will start to work its way through, and they are expecting activity to increase. Activity to increase. Mortgage rates are decreasing, which is good news. And buyers are simply starting to understand that they are not going to get the big money-saving deals they perhaps thought they were, and their expectations are coming in line. So we've successfully negotiated 4 offers so far this week. I'm sitting here on a Wednesday morning. They start off often a bit low. You have to get them high, but buyers get it eventually, that they're not going to get these big savings that our doom and gloom media has been predicting. And of course, as ever, there's no doubt that there's differences across the country. I only sit and talk for what I see in and around Tunbridge Wells, and that is being supported on an average basis by Zoopla as well now, which is great news. In terms of those really strong buyers at the moment, it's definitely those without a mortgage. It's not been such a factor in past years, the mortgage, to be honest. We often have buyers say to us, I'm a cash buyer. And we will always qualify, does that mean that you're a cash buyer or that you have a mortgage? If you have a mortgage, you're not a cash buyer. It's as simple as that. You're a chain-free buyer, potentially, but you're not a cash buyer. So cash buyer, all money in the bank or in investments that you plan to liquidate or whatever it may be, but no reliance on debt. And they are getting the best deals at the moment. So they are getting on average 7% less they're paying for a property than someone who needs a mortgage. And that means that someone with a mortgage is paying on average £7,500 more for that property. There's lots of reasons for that as agents at the moment why mortgages, buyers who need mortgages are less attractive. Valuers, the banks often come out with a steer of when there is negative media commentary to be very cautious in their valuations, and also issues with certain properties. We're finding the lenders are getting more stringent around, for example, following Grenfell, if you don't have what's called an EWS1 form, which is all about the cladding of the building, then lenders get a bit nervous. Funny ground rents, that can cause issues with lenders at the moment. Split titles, a lot of lenders don't like at the moment, so they're getting a little bit more controlled in what they lend to. And of course, add on to that the issue with expiring mortgage offers. So that's kind of worked its way through now, but back end of last year, we saw a lot of that, where if someone had a mortgage offer that was about to expire, they went back to their broker or their bank and they found that they could nowhere near borrow as much as they could before on a simple affordability basis. But basically, if you've got a really good, healthy deposit and a small mortgage, you're still going to be fine. It won't affect too much what I think of you at all. And in terms of properties then, interestingly, that 27% of buyers at the moment, Zoopla recorded, are looking for 1 and 2 bedroom flats. Because of affordability coming down, they can't afford the houses anymore. I see that less in the sector that I deal with. We tend to deal with more high-end flats or family homes, but that's certainly a fact that Zoopla are seeing. One thing I am seeing, though, which has also been supported, is the increased attention, I suppose, on the energy efficiency of a property. So over half our properties in the UK are a D rating, which is not good. The government has a big pledge to get everyone up to a C, but it's really difficult when you've got a lot of period properties. Victorian properties don't have cavity walls. A lot of properties are listed, you can't do much with those. So a lot of buyers asking about the energy efficiency of a property and the average heating costs. An EV charging point, 75% more people when researched at this point in the year rather than this time last year felt that was important. So this time last year, 75% less people thought an EV charging point was important. So yeah, lots going on around that. So anyway, it's the lovely Lantern Parade this Saturday in the town. It's brilliant. Do head down to the Calverley Park. All the details on the website. It's a real treat. And we have launched a lovely property in Speldhurst. It's on Northfields, which is a lovely address right in the heart of the village, but nice and quiet. And it's on at £599,950. It's a really lovely 3-bedroom, beautifully presented. You could move in and just relax from day one. It's exquisite. If you'd like to have more details on that one, do give us a call. Hope you have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.